Hello, boys and girls. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we will be starting the geometry unit. I have posted the new note-taking packet for geometry on Google Classroom. It would be a good idea to do those examples as well as the ones in Khan Academy. So first, let's start off by going over some definitions. Oh, real quick, we're going to be covering radius and diameter today and circumference of a circle, which are the first two skills in the geometry unit. So let's just review some of the vocabulary first. A circle's radius is going to go from the center of your circle, which is indicated here by this purple dot, to the outside edge of a circle. So it could be from here to here. It could go from here down to here. As long as it starts at the center and goes to the outside edge, that would be your radius. A circle's diameter is the length of the line going through the center of your circle, which we just said was indicated by that purple dot, and it goes from one edge of your circle to the other. So this would be your diameter. It's passing through the center and it's going from one side of your circle to the other. The last term I want to talk about is a circle's circumference. That is the distance. You'll see these arrows here. It is the distance around a circle. Basically, it's the perimeter of your circle. It's the distance around your circle. So let's do a few of these problems in radius and diameter. I think you'll find that once you understand the relationship between a radius and diameter, these are quite easy. So basically, your radius is always going to be 1/2 of your diameter, and your diameter is always going to be twice your radius. So looking at the circle given, notice that it goes from the center to the outside edge, which means they are giving you the radius. So if your radius is 16 centimeters, in order to find my diameter, all I need to do is just multiply by 2. And 16 times 2 is 32, which means your diameter would be 32 centimeters. Okay, here, notice that it goes all the way through from one edge to the other, which means that they are giving you your diameter. So if the diameter is 14 centimeters, to find your radius, all you need to do is find 1/2 of your diameter. Well, 1/2 of 14 is 7, so that makes your radius 7 centimeters. Here, again, we're starting at the center and going to the outside edge, so they've given you the radius. So if your radius is 11 centimeters, in order to find my diameter, all I need to do is just multiply my radius by 2. And 11 times 2 gives me 22 centimeters for my diameter. Moving along to circumference of a circle. First, let's start with our circumference formulas. As you can see that we have two different circumference formulas. This one right here is the one that I tend to use the most, pi times diameter. You can also use the bottom one if you'd like, because you'll notice they're really the same formula, because 2 times your radius is your diameter. So they've just provided you two different formulas, one to use if they give you the diameter and one that you can use if they give you the radius. But like I said, I tend to just stick with C equals pi times diameter. So you'll notice on the upcoming slides, that's the formula that I've been using. Okay, it says, suppose the diameter of a circle is 16 units. What is its circumference? I always start with my formula. Circumference equals pi times diameter. So they've given you the diameter, which is 16. So that means your answer would be 16 pi, or 50.24 units, which is simply just 16 times 3.14, which is the number that we typically use in place of pi. We should all be familiar with pi. It is an irrational number, which means that it goes on forever and ever with no pattern to it. So typically we round it to the nearest hundredths place, which is 3.14. So let me just add that in. Pi equals, let's actually do squigglies, because that means it's approximately equal to 3.14. Okay, so you'll see I have two different answers. You will be able to put either of these answers into Khan Academy when you're working on this skill. With circles, a lot of times the answers, they ask you to leave the answers in terms of pi, because it's actually a more accurate answer since you are not rounding pi off. So all you would do to leave your answer in terms of pi is just plug your diameter in and leave pi as it is. You don't multiply through by the 3.14. So hence 16 pi would be your answer in terms of pi. And then if I actually go and multiply 16 by 3.14, I would end up with 50.24 units. So both of these answers would be correct. Okay, again, I'm just going to write up top here, pi is approximately equal to 3.14. So they say, suppose the radius of a circle is 2 units. What is its circumference? So here again, I'm starting with my circumference formula. Pi equals, or C equals pi times diameter. If my radius is 2, that means that my diameter has to be 4 because it's twice my radius. So in terms of pi, that will give me an answer of 4 pi. If I multiply 4 times 3.14, I'm going to get 12.56 units. Okay, here it says a circle has a circumference of 907.46 units. What is the diameter of the circle? This one's a little bit tricky because notice they're giving you the circumference now and they want you to find the diameter. So you kind of have to work backwards here. So again, I'm going to start with my formula. Circumference equals pi times diameter. And then I'm going to plug in what I know. I know that my circumference is 907.46, so you'll see I've put that where my capital C normally is, equals pi times diameter. We want to find the diameter, so that means I need to get rid of this pi symbol. Since the operation here is multiplication, in order to get rid of it, we need to do the inverse. So to get rid of pi, I'm going to divide by pi. Pi divided by pi will cancel out, just like any number divided by itself will equal 1. And whatever we do to one side of our problem, we have to do to the other. So you'll see that I've divided by pi on the left-hand side as well. If you plug into your calculator 907.46 divided by 3.14, you will end up with your diameter, which is 289 units. And again, I'm just going to add in here that pi is approximately equal to 3.14. Okay, next problem. This is a similar one. A circle has a circumference of 452.16 units. What is the radius of a circle? So this has one extra step now. We're going to solve it the same way we just did the last one. However, that's going to give us our diameter. They want us to find the radius. So once we find our diameter, our last step then is going to be to divide by 2 because our radius is half of our diameter. So I'm starting with pi times diameter, my formula. I'm going to plug in what I know. I know my circumference is 452.16, and that's going to be equal to pi times diameter. To get my diameter by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by pi again. They cancel out on the right-hand side, and on your calculators, if you type in 452.16 divided by 3.14, you're going to get a diameter of 144. So we know our diameter is 144 units. So to find my radius, I simply just have to divide through by 2, and that's going to give me a radius of 72 units. Okay, the pages in the note-taking packet that correlate to these two skills are pages 3 through 5. And again, please feel free to watch the videos in Khan Academy if you would like to see additional examples. Have a great day, everyone.